Imagine trying to build a house. Right. But before you can even pour the foundation, you have to personally forge the nails, chop the wood, and invent the plumbing.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Right. That is the fragmentation penalty. It's what running a business usually feels like when you're fighting on every front just to, exist. And that brings us to the focus of today's deep dive.
Yeah, we're looking at a pretty massive, bold initiative in Ghana today based on a recruitment flyer we're analyzing.
Exactly. It's called the Golden System. And their core pitch on this flyer is literally your business, our ecosystem.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because handing your business over to an ecosystem sounds, well, great, until you realize you might be giving up your autonomy. So what does this actually mean for a local business on the ground?
Well, to understand the ground reality, you really have to look at their primary call to action. They aren't asking for customers,
No, they're heavily recruiting. Exactly. They are recruiting businesses to register and, quote, become a builder. What's fascinating here is the psychological trade-off they're leveraging.
How so? What's the trade-off?
Well, absolute independence in a fragmented market often just means absolute vulnerability.
Right.
They're offering a way to plug into a pre-built infrastructure.
But wait, they mentioned an official ID card on the flyer? As the gateway to operate and grow? I mean, an ID card alone doesn't build a business.
No, of course it doesn't.
So is this essentially a walled garden for commerce? A VIP all-access pass to an exclusive business club where you trade your absolute independence for their safety net?
That's a really good way to put it.
What actual fiscal utility does a builder get by just flashing this piece of plastic?
Right. So that piece of plastic acts as a unified key to 4 distinct structural pillars. It completely removes the friction of constantly negotiating with third parties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not just a networking badge, it's actual operational access.
Let's see how that actually plays out mechanically then. Say you're growing crops. You'd start with their agribusiness wing, right? Which they call GPA.
Right, but crops rot if you can't move them.
Exactly.
So instead of scrambling to find a reliable local hauling company, your builder ID connects you directly to ATL.
And that's their transport and logistics pillar.
Yep. The trucks are already integrated into the exact same network.
Okay, so you move the harvest.
Yeah.
But then you obviously need physical warehouses to store it, or, storefronts to sell it.
Which brings in RD, their real estate division.
Oh, got it.
And rounding it all out is GA, Golden Accounts, because you need financial rails to process the transactions, right?
Right, to pay for the transport and manage capital.
Exactly, and without bleeding money on external transfer fees, that ID card is a single point of access to a completely unified supply chain. I mean, they provide the soil, the truck, the warehouse, and the bank.
Wait, looking at this combination, that's food, movement, shelter, and money. The goal here isn't just support, it's to create a completely closed loop.
Basically, yeah.
You never actually have to leave their system to get the job done.
That is the whole pitch. By integrating those 4 specific pillars, they are systematically eliminating the bottlenecks that usually just choke a growing business.
It's incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
And they are pushing hard for adoption right now. I mean, the flyer is stamped with this urgent register today messaging.
They really need people to jump in.
Yeah, it points interested businesses straight to their email at info@goldensystem.gaa and their website, www.goldensystem.gah.
Well, an ecosystem only survives if there's vibrant life inside it, right?
Right, of course.
They need a critical mass of builders to actually make that closed-loop supply chain function efficiently. The infrastructure is totally useless without the players operating within it.
Which brings this right back to you listening. Think about your own professional life. Are you operating as a standalone entity out there forging your own nails in the wilderness?
Or are you part of an integrated ecosystem?
Yeah, because the appeal of skipping the fragmented struggle and leaning on a pre-built foundation is undeniably strong.
It is, which leaves us with a critical question to ponder.
Let's hear it.
If a single economic ecosystem successfully integrates the fundamental pillars of food, physical logistics, housing, and finance, at what point does it become a self-sustaining microeconomy that effectively makes the traditional fragmented open market obsolete?